Good evening. Welcome to the Pitchline Chronicles. This is Pitchline After Dark with Uncle Tats and my guest host this evening, TC Steels. TC, how is everything going? It's good to see you back on screen again.
Yeah, doing great, Tats, man. It's been a while. Glad to be here. Hey, busy life. Work gets in the way, and unfortunately, I had to, give up the day job with Hector. But making these little guest appearances is great. It's just talking to you guys, in the morning is good enough, man. You guys are great show. Love it. I mean, it's just. It's hard for me to try to get in and get in between work, but this is awesome. Thanks, you I appreciate the invite.
Yeah, no, I know the community misses you. So you can tell every time they get excited interacting with you in the chat. So the opportunity came
Yeah.
to get you on camera again, and I did not want to pass it up. I'm glad you didn't either. Real quick, let's give a shout out to the chat that loves you so much. What's going on, Jonathan? We have Chris Northup. Chris, how are you and Pete doing with the family? It's good to see you in the chat with us. Karen Delaney, what's going on, Karen? And you got Brad Jewis sneaking in right there on the intros.
All right, Brad.
So Uncle Taz has someone on, so not likely to lose concentration. I could always lose concentration, Brad. You know that. But look, there's been a lot of talk about the progression of the Yankee season and where they're going as they go through this final stretch. I guess the first question before we get into all the MVP talk is, where do you see the Yankees ending up at this point? Do you see them finishing strong? Are they going to flatten out? Like, what does your gut tell you about what you've seen from this team?
Well, like we were talking backstage earlier, it's been a roller coaster ride this season. It's been torture. Right when you think that they're on a hot streak, they fall off and lose 7 straight, or they're playing great. They cleaned up the defense. They go into a series, they make 10 errors. I mean, this season has been unbelievably hard to watch. But now coming down the stretch, I know a lot of shows have been, harping on this 12-game stretch, the gauntlet of Detroit coming up. They went through Toronto. They got through Houston and Boston. So these next 6 games, I think, will determine if they will try to take this American League East. If they somehow go 1-5, I don't think the East is attainable. But if they somehow maybe go 4-2, which will be an 8-4 stretch, which I hoped that they would do in this 12 game, I think it's possible they could take the East, and I think they could finish strong. I think they need to win the division in order to move on much further in the postseason. I think that if they become a wild card team, such a short series, I don't know if they could do it, especially if they have to play Boston. So it's been so hard because the bullpen has its issues. The defense has its issues. The hitting sometimes, like they won the other day with 3 hits. I mean, a 3-run homer. Relying on this home run is not going to
not sustainable.
Hold up. No, it's not going to be sustainable, especially in the postseason. I do like what I'm seeing with Max Fried. Good sign. He's pitched great of late. And also Carlos Rodon. So we got 2 pitchers that could carry us through a postseason. Luis Hills look great. And Will Warren and Cam Schlittler, I don't know. They scare me a little bit in the postseason. But I think with those top 3, I think we could do damage. And I think if they could get this defense cleaned up and somehow find a way to manufacture some runs, they have the talent. I think they could go to the World Series again. They could.
No, I think it's such like Boone ruined the phrase, but it is right. Everything's right in front of them.
Yeah.
If they play their game, and it's cringy to say it, because like I said, you did ruin it. But no, I think it's going to come down to your 3 pitches.
Yeah.
In 2009, we had a 3 pitcher rotation, and we were able to survive.
Yes.
With Pettit, Sabathia, and Burnett. So it's not out of the realm of possibility to stand on three starters, and then have guys like Warren and Schlittler, kind of helping the bullpen role for long relief if needed.
Mm-hmm.
As good as Schlittler has been, I would be shocked. Not to, it wouldn't piss me off if he was off of the postseason roster. But I think I don't know if they would definitely put him on the roster for the postseason this young, unless he just really just balls out the rest of the season. If he could pitch, comparable to Cole and Fried, then he might not leave them a choice, but to bring him along. I think Warren would get the slot over him.
Yeah,
really.
I'm going to add on to that. I see Cam Schlittler as a big weapon out of the bullpen in the postseason. With that 98-mile-an-hour heater he's got, he's a definite weapon, and I would not leave him off the roster. No.
Yeah. I mean, they are set up. The thing is, Itzy is saying it. We can't have one down game. Where it's we can't go in. We can't finish any of these games where it just was they were non-competitive.
Right.
Like you can have a really crisp, clean game from your team and still lose. And those are the ones that suck. But you could be like, well, that's baseball season. So it's the sloppiness. From pretty much one player out of the 26 we could really lean on.
Yeah.
But I want to lean more towards the positives tonight.
Yeah.
Being that we're bringing the after dark back, and so with that, we've seen so much positive around this club, even when they were just playing like shit. So, the question of the hour, Judge has been the front runner for the MVP for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And with the season that Cal Raleigh is having, is this going to be one of those years where Judge might have to really fight for those votes?
That injury really put a dent in his MVP, I think. Now that he's kind of back in the outfield and we're seeing that the arm isn't there really, and it's definitely take a toll on his at-bats. What's up? NFE's in the house. Give a shout out to Big Time Jerry. He's in the house too. That's my dad. If you don't know Big Time Jerry, there he is.
One of my favorite people in the community. Yes. and just one of my favorite people in general.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's taken a toll on his at-bats. His average, I think, the last 30 games is like 220. He's still hitting some home runs, but he's definitely not like he was in mid-May, April, May, June, July. I mean, he was on pace to 65, 70 home runs at one point.
Yep.
I don't lean so much on the home runs to get MVP. I mean, he still has a 320 average. He's almost got 100 RBIs. I mean, he might not even be MVP of our team. I think that you were hinting at that earlier. Yeah. I think I got ahead of you on that one, but no. I mean, for MVP this year, it's gonna be tough. And since Raleigh is a catcher and he's put up these numbers, I think the votes are kind of gonna sway unless the last. What do we got? 20 games left. I think Judge is going to have to tear it up. He's going to have to hit 500 or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, Judge just has to keep himself in a lineup and he'll be fine.
Yeah.
But it's also, we want to – we always want our guy to get it. Mm-hmm. But I think everybody that says, it's automatically Judge's, I think it's kind of putting – a little shade on what Cal Raleigh's been able to do this year, and I said it months ago with Rob that I think when they were really going really going neck and neck with the home run race.
Mm-hmm.
That it might be time that this in this particular year, it might be appropriate to put some respect on Cal Raleigh's name, and
Right.
I think he's deserved it. But Judge would definitely, if you look at all the offensive numbers, and that's really what they look at. Um, Judge is leading in all but two, which is home runs and RBIs, and that can still change.
Yeah.
Batting over 300. You don't see that too often, or often enough from a lot of these power guys. But Judge is not a strict power hitter. He can punish you all over the field. He'll take the double. If it goes over the fence, it goes over the fence. But he's not ashamed to be like, all right, I had two little doubles tonight
Mm-hmm.
and a single and drove in 4 runs. Great. That's what we want him to do as well. So when you get those types of players, it makes you think of a player like a Bellinger. Bellinger, when you really look at the full spectrum of his season, he could be our MVP. So can Grisham.
Yeah.
So could Fried. So could Rice. Like, I think that's kind of the way I'm leaning with this. As bad as the season has been, there's been enough positive where we can go into this final stretch with still some level of confidence.
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, to me, if you take out the sloppiness and the Devin Williams games, this team should be running away with the division. With the numbers these guys are, who would have thought Grisham was a 4th outfielder. He's put up 30 home runs. I mean, no one had that on their bingo card. Bellinger lived up to what everyone expected. He wanted to be a Yankee. He's here, and he's been nothing but class. He's been played superb defense, every outfield position, first base. His bat has been tremendous, and it's like, who's Juan Soto? Nobody's even mentioning Juan Soto. We don't even miss the guy. And you mentioned Ben Rice. What a year he's had. I mean, look at what Giancarlo Stanton's done in in just the half of the season. I mean, he could be the MVP of the second half. That's who my MVP is for the second half. But Cam Schlittler, out of nowhere, he's had to come in because of all the injuries. Max Fried, great. I mean, he's turned it around. He's had a rough patch, but I mean, he's pitched solid all year. Carlos Rodon, the bullpen, shaky. It's had its ups and downs. We've had guys in and out. It's like a whole new bullpen with all these closers that, we don't know who's closing, but I think Bednar has kind of solidified that. But if you minus out a couple of hiccups throughout the year, I mean, this team, they could have been on pace for 102 wins.
Yep. And when you bring the names that we're mentioning, they weren't an option until we lost Juan Soto. So NFE's comment, Cashman's plan B has been greater than Juan Soto. Yeah, I said it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree. I think the team, media-wise, it really had a lot of people looking sideways at the Yankee organization that they couldn't seal the deal. But he was going to the highest bidder no matter what.
Right.
We a lot of this was talked about at the beginning of the year, but it's the Royals could have given him the most money. He was going to be a Royal. He's not a player with any loyalties. It's all about royalties.
Yep.
It's all about himself. Where the Yankees needed that punch, without the ego. And they got that with Fried. He wasn't expected to pull, take the reins from Cole when he went down and just be the ace of the staff, but he did it. Right? That's what the team needs me to do. Hey, I'm all for it.
Right.
Bellinger. Grisham, like you said, being a 4th outfielder.
Yeah, it was supposed to be Dominguez's year.
Yeah. And Dominguez has taken kind of a step back,
Yeah.
but it's also he's been the victim of what we all want with the team and play the hot hands. He has not been the hot hand.
No.
He had tremendous numbers against Bassett for Toronto. So when Bassett was on the mound, he did put Dominguez in, and Dominguez had a decent game at the plate. So they do have faith in him. It's just I think Dominguez just has to wait another year before they put him in the spotlight, because you can't justify benching Bellinger and or Grisham to try out, to test your rookie.
Right. We got a couple more people, and I want to give a shout out. Jason Custodio, what up, brother? Love your show. Thank you for tuning in and watching me. And we got Sunil. Sunil, everybody's favorite. Sunil's in here.
Yeah, I saw his comment earlier, and he is absolutely right. Pinstripes After Dark, Coast to Coast edition. You just missing that someone's right back in the middle of the map.
Oh, okay.
We tried to talk to Sierra, but she's in Chicago, but she's sleeping. She's got work tomorrow. She's got the kids, so we just had to skip on the middle of the map for one evening.
Yeah.
But we appreciate you looking out for Sierra, Sunil. Well,
yeah, for those of you that don't know, I met Uncle Tats in New York 2 years ago. So we've met, and it was great. My dad, my brother, it was a great time. I went to a Yankee game.
Yeah.
Awesome time. Tats is class act. Loved that time together, and it's. I hope we could do it again. I know my dad's ready. He's ready for another trip.
You have my number when you're in this. When you're ready. When you got your tickets, you give me a call.
Exactly.
But this comment from Jonathan. Jonathan, you are probably one of our most loyal guys. You've been with us since day one.
Yeah.
And I think you're on every channel. I don't think you sleep.
He is everywhere.
He goes, Judges last 7 games, 25 at bats, 6 runs, 8 hits, 1 home run, 1 RBI, 7 walks, 3 strikeouts, 2 stolen bases, 320 average. It's not ideal, but when you think of that 320 average, I mean, we're from the old school. To me, batting average still matters.
Exactly. Yep.
Like they're all screaming, well, batting average doesn't matter. But when they look at the batting average and they see the Mendoza line, like with Volpe, all of a sudden they want to bring up the batting average. Well, does it matter or does it not? That's always kind of one of my arguments.
Kids don't even know what that is, the Mendoza line. They don't even know what you're talking about.
We're definitely aging ourselves this time.
Yeah, exactly. No, I know what you mean. I mean, the average to me, I grew up in the 80s and 90s, and it was like each team had 3 to 4 300 hitters, up and down the lineup. And if you hit below 250, you probably weren't even in the lineup. You weren't even starting. And now guys hitting 200, and they're rewarded. Oh yeah, hey, give him a bonus. Like it's just ridiculous. Yeah, it's all about home runs.
Yeah, well, and the other it's almost like the wins and losses for a pitcher. It's. I think the first time that they really ignored the win-loss record and went straight by numbers was Felix Hernandez winning the Cy Young with less than 10 wins.
Yeah.
On that crappy Seattle team that year. Because, he had the no-hitter. Yeah, he had the perfect game, didn't he?
I think it was a perfect. It was either
perfect, right?
It might have been perfect game, yeah.
But he had that that year, but yeah, I mean, you talk about some of these pitchers with no run support. He was pitching with a negative number every game.
Well, perfect example this year, Paul Skeens. Look at his record.
Exactly. That's what it reminds me.
The guy's the best pitcher in the league. He is the best pitcher. And what is he, 10-9, or he's like not even? I mean,
right on cue, Custodio.
Yeah. We're jumped the gun there, but yeah, it's. I mean, you're on terrible teams. You could be the greatest pitcher, but your win loss is, like his. He might be a 500 pitcher, but
it's really it makes you wonder. like as time goes on, we just had the CC Sabathia celebration at the stadium, honoring his Hall of Fame induction. It's kind of like it makes you wonder what the Hall of Fame is going to look like in 20 years. What kind of people are going to get in?
Yeah.
Because that's always one of my questions. I don't know if we've ever talked about this over the years. I think at this point, they're afraid not to have somebody inducted. So they feel they have to find some stat line to justify having the, because they need the revenue. They need the traffic in Cooperstown.
Mm-hmm.
That's how that town survives. It would not bother me if there was nobody inducted for a year.
If you're not deserving, I mean.
Yeah, if there's nobody that qualifies, at least have it through the what is it, the Veterans Committee. Where they correct they correct a mistake from years past, which I think should be David Cohn. How David Cohn only lasted 1 year on a ballot, did not reach the percentage threshold to stay on. To me, that's just complete injustice.
Yeah. There's some players that shouldn't have been in there. There's a couple that come to mind, but hey, if it's the mentality of this generation. It's like everyone gets a trophy. Let's not keep score. Don't hurt anybody's feelings. I mean, it's just that's not this. This is a game of baseball. I mean, it's just the way it is. I mean, there's a winner, there's a loser. There's if you're not talented enough, you're not getting in. I mean, we've already left off quite a few guys with the this whole steroid era, and we get it. I mean, but eventually, I think maybe they will get in. And the Pete Rose thing, I guess, he gets in now because of, passed away.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, I think they need to reevaluate who's voting for these guys. And
I'm sure there's a ton of people that still get their vote that are on the cusp of even qualifying.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know.
Yeah,
it boggles my mind.
See, and if he's bringing up number 51, which if you have to wonder who 51 is, it should be instinctual.
Number 23, number 23 needs to be in there.
Yeah, Jonathan brought him up too with Mattingly.
Short
Bernie,
career. That was terrible, but
Bernie was a tremendous ball player.
Love Bernie Williams.
And my theory always was, if you have to think about it, it's not a first ballot. You know what I mean? I think the first ballots one should be not even a second thought. Like if you mention, Jeter or I always thought the first unanimous should have been Ken Griffey. I thought Ken Griffey Jr. he should have been. I think up to that point, the only one that came the closest to unanimous was Tom Seaver, who had 99% of the vote. So
Mariano was unanimous, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mariano was the first.
Yeah.
So because Custodial Bond should be in there.
Yep. He should. A-Rod.
Sheffield.
He's borderline for me.
That's almost Sheffield. It's that type of player. I know it's a different position, like a Mike Messina. You're not. It wouldn't piss you off either way.
No.
Like you're not mad. You're happy he got in, but if he doesn't get in, you're like, yeah, I can see why they look the other way on it. Use that like a Pettit, like really on the cusp. Because I think Pettit should be a Hall of Famer, but with the shadows over him, if that keeps him out, look, sorry, them's the breaks. There's nothing you can do about it. Yeah.
What's your your position on Scott Rowland? What do you think? Do you think he deserved it?
I think he was underrated as a player and overshadowed on with a lot of players in that era. Scott Rowland held his own against some of the best players in the game at that point. Scott Rowland did not bother me.
Okay. Yeah. So then, to me, if Scott Rowland, then I would say maybe then Gary Sheffield might deserve it. Yeah.
That's a good counterpoint. Yeah.
Yeah. Same thing with Harold Baines made it. Was he just a DH? I don't know if he was.
If that's
really,
the case, put Ron Blomberg in for being, the first.
Yeah, he was the first DH.
Right?
First DH.
You want to talk? You want to preserve baseball history?
Yeah. Eddie Goodell could get in too, right?
Yeah. Well, they put Ortiz in.
I think only my dad knows who that is.
But no,
Jim Edmonds. That was a good one, Sunil. Jim Edmonds for his glove. Yeah, I don't know if his stats offensively deserve Hall of Fame. I don't know, but
Jonathan doesn't think Baines was a Hall of Famer. Tim Raines was another, but guys, that's what I'm saying. It's almost like that they forced themselves to squeeze a player in.
Yeah,
it's almost like they have to talk themselves into it, just to get this. Like I said, because that town needs that revenue from that weekend. Mm-hmm. That they're already booked for 3 more years. Because I tried going to the Hall of Fame ceremony this year for Sabathia and Ichiro. I really wanted to be there. I had the time scheduled off for work, everything, and just could not get a place to stay. And it kind of sucks. I could have driven up there because I'm only about 4.5 hours away.
Yeah, we drove up there too when we were in New York.
Yeah,
back in '96.
Because I'm a member at the Hall of Fame. I have the membership. My wife got me, as a gift. So she got me the membership for 3 years.
Oh, okay.
Which is awesome. They actually do it very well. It's free admission to the park. It's 10% off the gift shops. You get a commemorative pin for every year that you're a member, and you get a monthly magazine about the Hall of Famers. So it's a really, if you get the chance to get it, I highly recommend it.
Yeah, if I was in New York, maybe, but
yeah, but even then, it's
over 3,000 miles away.
Yeah, you get your membership card, but they do it really well. And it's fun fact about fans, you can Disney World.
Fun fact about when we were in the Hall of Fame, we went in '97. We actually went after the Yankees won in '96. We were there for opening day, and then we went to the Hall of Fame with my dad and my brother. And we get there. Me and my brother went through the whole thing, right, up and down, all the way around, up. I don't know how many stories. We come back down. My dad's still on the first floor reading every little detail. It was hysterical, but it was such a great time, and I'm glad we did it because we lived in we're from Rhode Island, so we were there till my dad was probably 30 years old, and that was the first time he'd ever been to a Yankee game and the Hall of Fame. So it was great. It was a great experience.
And the reason I know you're not bullshitting in that story is because when me, you, your father, your brother, me, and my son, we went through the Monument Park.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Come on, guys, gotta go."
Yeah. Where was he? He was still
big time. Jerry's sitting there reading it.
Yeah. He was reading everything.
So I've seen Jerry do that. So that is a true story.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Here's another one that'll tie into getting back to today's Yankees. Custodio is asking if Stanton is a Hall of Famer, and that's tricky. I think if he gets to that 500 mark, he's in.
Yep. Yes. That's the key. Yeah. 500. If he has 500 home runs and you're not in the Hall of Fame, that's something wrong. No.
Yeah.
That's a guarantee.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have said this before. Yeah, I think you were in the chat at that point. I think Stanton's probably one of the most underappreciated players on this roster, and it's been that way for a couple of years now.
Yeah,
I think it's one of those you don't know what you have until it's gone. That's going to be Stanton. The way fans are going to look at it when he's not around anymore.
When you need a home run, man, it always seems to be him, and especially last year, if we didn't have Stanton this postseason, because somebody we know disappears during the postseason, Aaron Judge, and guess who appears is Giancarlo. So I know he can't play the field as well, but as a DH, I mean he wants to. I mean he gives it his all. He tries, and he's not the fleet of foot, but I'll tell you what, he makes contact more than half the time it's gone. So yeah, we need him in that lineup. We need that presence. I mean, because this team is built on home runs, and I really wish that we would get off that. And I've always harp on this I'm talking to my dad, my brother. This team cannot rely on just a home run, and it drives me nuts every single year. And in the postseason, you can't do that. Hopefully this year, I mean, I think I see some more athleticism. I see some more speed, with Caballero. We got Dominguez, Volpe, if he, ever gets on base. I mean, we got some guys that can make things happen. It's just, is that going to be the game plan? And it doesn't seem like Boone wants that to happen. They hardly ever, score with base hits. It's always a home run. So it's too bad.
All right. What are the odds? We all heard about Dodgers Orioles, right? With the no hitter for Yamamoto, which pissed me off because I had Yamamoto on my fantasy, by the way.
Crazy
I was pissed. Just alert just came through. So close. Dodgers combo no bid versus Rockies ends on Ryan Ritter's leadoff double off Tanner Scott in the ninth. That was another game they almost had a no hitter going that was broken up. What the hell's going on with the Dodgers? Now, we're at the case. The reason that was a no. Yeah, you're right, Sunil. I'll give you that one. You finally hit one. You realize that this could be the first time since 1969 that there is a full season without a no hitter or a perfect game.
Wow, really? I didn't.
Yep.
Yeah, that didn't even cross my mind. Huh?
Okay, so Neil's 2 for 2 on the jokes. Always deferring their W's.
Oh.
Well,
and don't the Yankees have a better record than the Dodgers, or are they the same?
I believe so. I'll look up the standings now. But
yeah, when I saw that, I was shocked. I was really shocked. Because how bad the Yankees have been, I mean, it's just amazing.
Yeah. I mean, right now, they're 2 games technically. Really, the Yankees are 3 games behind Toronto because of the tiebreaker. They have to get that one extra win.
So NFE.
Yeah, the Yankees have the better record.
Yeah.
So the Yankees are 80-63. The Dodgers are 80-64.
Okay.
So the Dodgers have one more loss than the Yankees. They have the same amount of wins right now.
Yeah. The difference to me with the 2 teams is I think come postseason the Dodgers tend to turn it on, and they shift into a different gear. I've seen it, time after time. The Yankees, we saw what they did last year. Just folded up. Their defense is very shaky to me, and the home run or nothing. There's not enough hitters on this team, consistent, double base hit guys to sustain, a long run in the postseason. But it's been a shock to me seeing. Everybody's got injuries. Yeah, the Dodgers have lost some, key guys, but so have we. They're just not performing. Mookie Betts has not really performed as well. Freeman's up and down. Shohei hasn't really pitched very well when he's.
But you know what the difference is? They have the ring where they can avoid the vitriol from the fan base, whereas we're still waiting for our ring.
Yeah,
and let that come to give Stanton even more credit and credibility with the fan base when they handed out the pennant ring, and he's like, "I don't want to see anybody wearing that. That's not the one we're after."
Exactly.
I mean, how anybody would not want that attitude towards winning on their team? I think it's foolish.
Yeah. And I think that's the thing that they miss. I mean, we went through the dynasty years with Jeter, Posada, O'Neill. Those guys would not tolerate this losing and this sloppiness and this lackadaisical, oh, it's okay, and smiling in the dugout when we're losing, and just it's okay, and the post, post game conferences, and what they the BS that they shovel us. They wouldn't put up with this, and for this Yankee team, that's all you hear. Oh yeah, well, we got to play better. We got to play better. Yeah, of course you got to play better. I mean, be accountable. Yeah, point some guys out. No, it's all right. No, they did okay. It was, we'll get them next time. It's like
we'll get it
that
next
attitude.
time. It's right in front of us. We're turning the corner.
Yeah, all these cliches. It's like, come on, enough's enough. It's just a different era of baseball, or of, I guess, PR. We can't throw anyone under the bus. We gotta give cupcakes after the game. Everyone's got orange slices and cupcakes, and it's just
like Jameson Tyone with the coffee for him every game.
Yeah,
I'm like, are we playing baseball or you're a barista? You know what I mean?
I know, but what are you gonna do? I mean, this is the 2025 Yankees, and that's what we're watching.
Yeah. And I wanted to say what's up, Jacob Petruzzi. What's going on? And no, I think anybody counting out the Dodgers completely is. I mean, I'm not saying they're going to put up a tremendous run when it comes to October, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
But if they fall short, especially the way they dominated the World Series last year, and just capitalize, like they read the Yankees like a book, and a book they've read over and over again. They knew everything that the Yankees were going to do before the Yankees knew it. I'm
gonna have to disagree with you. They did not dominate that World Series. We gave it to them. Well, the Yankees, not me. I'm not part of the team, but I don't think
you can definitely make the argument we beat ourselves.
Yeah.
But I also said if you had a healthy Ohtani, that was a sweep.
Yeah. But game one, we gave it to him. That was the turning point. And game 5, so 1 and 5 were pretty much, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Put that aside, and we'll look forward to this year, and we'll see if we can turn it on, because the Blue Jays and the Red Sox give us fits, and those are probably two teams we're going to have to face.
Yeah,
so.
I don't know how many people watch a lot of other teams. Did you see the last outing with the Padres and the Dodgers? How Nesta shut down the Dodger lineup?
I did not see that. I did not see that.
He carved through that lineup. I'm like, where were you in the postseason last year?
Yeah. He gives up the grand slam.
Never been on the mound.
Yeah.
Never been on the mound.
Yeah. But I did see, to go to another little topic here, that I want to kind of get everyone's take. I did see the Phillies-Marlins game where Harrison Bader hit a home run, and the Philly Karen took the ball away from the little kid. And as a dad, Uncle Tats, what would you have done? Would you have given that ball to that Karen?
No. Karen would have never gotten near my kid. No, Karen got our Aaron Hicks Award this morning.
Yeah, I heard it. Yeah, I wanted to.
But yeah, it's
get in there.
But to reiterate, it was one that was just a disgusting display of humanity from that woman.
Yeah,
if that guy was sitting there, it was just he and his wife. Maybe the attitude's a little different, but to take it from a kid.
Yeah, I mean, and she had no remorse.
That's a different level of low.
Yeah, and then I saw other views that she actually was getting into it with other people because they were booing her, and then she flipped everyone off. She flipped off the family. She flipped off I mean, this is uncalled for. I mean, it was just low class. I mean, this lady is ridiculous. But I want to give props to the Phillies organization, the Marlins organization for what they did, um, for having Harrison Bader sign a bat and take him backstage or and meet some players and the gifts that they got from the Marlins. I mean, that's a class act. And honestly, the dad did kind of de-escalate. I mean, I know I probably wouldn't have done it either. I probably was the lady, get out of here. I don't care how much you're yelling. Just get out. Just take off. I'm giving my son his ball. That's not your ball. It's baseball etiquette. The ball's free for anyone. It's not your ball because it's in front of you. If you get it, you get it. It wasn't in her hand. The guy got it, and
Yeah,
it's his ball.
No, but if if it was me, one, it's you get defensive for your kid, but not to say that we would put our hands on a woman, but there's no way that I'm taking that ball away from my kid to give it to her. I'm signaling security.
She's entitled. She had the entitled attitude.
Get this woman out of my face, please.
Yeah, I would have probably because I asked my wife the same thing. I said, if that's our son, and that's you, and she's coming up to you, she said she ain't getting nothing. She's lucky I would have knocked her out. I mean, I think if it was woman to woman, I think that lady, the Karen, whatever,
different situation.
Yeah, it could have been different, and she might have backed off because you don't know that my wife would have smacked her, and said get out of here. It would have been a different story. As a man, you don't want to kind of his boundaries. So
yeah,
he just kind of wanted to de-escalate. He wanted her out of his face because. I mean, I heard him talk that she was just yelling and screaming in his ear, but what are you gonna do?
And I'm sorry, just because it touches your hands first doesn't mean it's your ball.
Right.
Did you catch the ball? Like if he came over and ripped it out of her hand, then he's wrong.
Exactly.
He picked it up off the ground next to her foot.
Exactly. There was many.
It's fair game. Have you never been like? It's obvious she's never been to a ball game before.
Yeah.
Because anybody knows that's how it works. If you don't catch it, that's your problem.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But yeah, the kid won in the end.
Exactly. That's what I justice was served.
That was the purpose when we were talking about it early this morning.
Yeah.
Was at the end of the day, the kid came out looking like looking pretty cool.
And it was his birthday weekend too. I mean, that was for a birthday to the Philly fan. You get meet Harrison Bader, you meet whoever else. I'm not sure who else he met, but I mean that was great. That was well done to both organizations.
Yep, but it's also well done by you, my friend. We are going to wrap up this edition of After Dark. TC had a blast talking to you. We're gonna have to do it again sometime.
Definitely. You just hit me up. I'll be down.
I know where to find you.
Yeah.
It was also great to see big time Jerry in the chat. Jerry, I miss you so much. You have no idea. Cannot wait to just stand next to you and talk baseball.
Yeah.
So definitely hit me up when you guys are in New York.
But
with that, everybody that was hanging out in the chat with, everybody hanging out in the chat with us, love every single one of you. This is Uncle Tat's NTC Steels. This is Pinstripe After Dark. It is time to get some sleep because we got some Yankees baseball tomorrow against Detroit, and it is go time for the Yankees. The season they had to take, and just coming right after them is Boston. Boston's gonna be a huge series.
Whew. Yeah,
they cannot fall flat against Boston because they will cross paths in the postseason at some point. So you want to. You're not going to put fear into the Red Sox, but you have to start really feeling like confidence within yourselves that you can beat this team.
That's right.
Especially in a short series, anything can happen. So we'll be keeping an eye on that. We'll be back with Rob Donald on Wednesday, 10 a.m. So make sure you check out the morning show.
Tune into Pinstripe Chronicles every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Do it. Do yourself a favor.
And like I always like to say, hit that like button, hit that sub button, share this out with your friends, your family, the strangers on the corner. Remember to always wear those pinstripes of pride and play hard.